Hi, this is Dan from Real Mac Software, and welcome to this week's Elements Developer Diary. Now, this week we're going to take a look at anchors, and it's something we'd previously overlooked before, and we'd not given it much attention, but it's a really hotly requested feature. So we spent a bit of time, and we've implemented what we think is a really nice solution for anchors. I'm going to show you how those work. And this will be in the next beta we ship, so you can have a play around with this yourself. All right, so I've got this project here that I'm working on. And what I want to do is we want to be able to link straight down to here. And to do that, we're going to need to give the container an ID. So that's kind of like the anchor point, so we know where to jump to. Now, all our built-in components, every single one of them supports ID, supports the ID field. So here, on our container at the bottom here, we want it to jump to the form. So let's put it on this container, and we'll go to the advanced, and this is the same for all components. You can do this. So let's call this contact form. So that's my ID, and I know I'm going to jump to that point. Now, to add the anchor, let's scroll up, or to add the link. I want to make this flex link so it jumps straight down to the bottom to that anchor, and we can do that. We just say choose link, and I want to link to the home page, the same page I'm on, and we've now got this new option in here called anchor, and every time I create an anchor in the page, it will be added to this menu. So now you can see I can link, I've already got one set up called amenities, but let's link to the newly created one called contact form. So let's set that link, and let's go and preview this in the browser. And now if I hit this email us, it's going to scroll to the bottom, and you'll notice that's a smooth scroll there. So let's click that again. Jump. So that's a nice smooth scroll to the bottom. And our amenities, let's have a look here. We'll link this one up to our home page that we're on, and then amenities. And I think I'd set this up earlier. This is probably on here. Yeah, amenities. So let's go and view that again. So click there, boom, it scrolls to there. Email us, scrolls to the contact form. Great. Really easy to use. There's not much more to it than that, you know, and you can obviously link to other pages and with anchor tags on. So it just shows it all in that link panel. Really easy to manage. Now on the forum, there was some talk about what if I wanted to add anchors to the page as separate elements. Now, as you know, elements is WYSIWYG, so we don't want UI or anything that's not the actual website in the page. However, you can still do that. We've added to the Elements API a way for developers and anyone creating the custom components to be able to add a link tag, anchor. Sorry, right. So let's do that. Let me show you how this solution works. If you wanted to create an anchor as a separate element in the page. Let's close these up, and I've got my documentation here. So this is the elements documentation, which is online, and under in the elements language, under template HTML anchor, we've now got this new anchor syntax. And so I'm going to copy this line here, and let's say we wanted to jump to this point. So we're going to put our element in there, our component, and we don't need any content in here. We just need this empty div with my anchor. And if I just type something in here, let's call this body and mind, because that's the section part it's jumping to. Now, if we go back up here and let's select this, you'll see that's appeared in there just like that. So that's a custom component, and we can set the link. And now if we click this, boom, it jumps to this section. And now let's go and look in the Node browser. And let's find that part. So there's our HTML there. This is our anchor. Now we might want to reuse this and make this our custom anchor tag, our custom anchor component. So let's call it anchor, but this is not going to work because if I had a couple of these on the page, every time I change this code here, it's going to change all of them. So what we need to do is we need to add some properties. We need to go a little bit further with this. And to do that, we want to use this line here. And this is going to use a property so that we can name it on each individual one. It'll all make sense when I do this. So let's just paste this in here. And we're going to need a text box. Let's copy that. And I'm going to paste that into my properties file. Now, you obviously don't need to do any of this. If you're just a general user and you just want to use the anchor stuff, you can, and you can link to any component. This is if you want to create a custom component and have these separate anchor components. I don't think most people are going to need these, but I'm just showing you how to do it in case you do. So this is your text field, and this would be your, let's change the title. So this would be your anchor name. You can see that changing there. And let's just call this anchor name. That's the ID. So we'll copy this and paste this into here. And now when we drop this anchor onto the page, you can see it gives us a default and we can rename it. So let's call this just subheading 1. And if I drop another component down here, you can see we can name this, and let's call this subheading 2. And let's go to our Node browser, and then you can see in the hierarchy I've got these anchors, and I can just jump to them. That should be anchor. We're just calling these various things so we can see. Yeah, so now I can just create as many anchors as I want in various places. You know, I could drop one in there. Let's call that one leaf. So now when I go back up to the top and I click on this, we can get a list of all our anchors we've created. So that's pretty cool. Let me just nip over to another page. It's empty, but let's drop the anchor on it. Just so you can see how you could link to different pages there. And then if I was going to link to about, then it's got our little new page anchor. So yeah, and that would take you to the new page, obviously nothing on it. And that's anchors. So it's a really powerful system, really easy to use, and you can take it even further if you want to do some custom components with that as well. In this document, you may have noticed I've got a form down here, and that is another hotly requested feature, and we're playing around with some ideas and looking into this of how to implement forms in a nice way, because I don't think for the built-in forms in Elements, I don't think PHP is the way to go, because people have so many problems with setting this up on their server. Some servers don't support PHP. We think that is better left to a third party. So if you're a third party and you want to create a PHP form system, that would be great. I think a lot of people would like that. But we're looking at some solutions we can build in, some simple solutions to allow you to do forms that rely on perhaps third-party services, but make it really easy to integrate and kind of foolproof that it works flawlessly every time. But I'll have more to say about that in the coming weeks, because we're just doing a little bit of research and a little bit of playing around and building things. But I've got this form in here working. It's very straightforward to do. So I'll cover that more in the future, but do know we are looking into that now. All right, that's it for this week. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoy anchors, and look out for the next beta when you'll be able to use this. All right, thanks for watching this video as always. Cheers, bye.